When it's time for Scampers to come out of the crate, walk up to the crate standing tall, use your body to block him and say, "Wait." If he tries to come out, shut the door again or use your legs to block, but once he's waited, call him out. When you're headed out the front door to go for a walk, remember to have Scampers sit. This makes him practice a little bit of self-control before you go on your walk. Use your legs to block him and you can give a tug on the leash if he doesn't sit, and then call him out when you're ready. On your walk, keep a short leash, give quick little tugs to get him to pay attention, have arms relaxed, and look up while you walk. Throughout your walk, or especially at the beginning, practice walking circles. With the leg that's closest to Scampers, push into his space to move him in the direction that you want to go. This keeps you from having to pull him wherever you want him to go and he starts paying attention to you. Periodically, have him stop and sit. Remember to get his attention by saying his name and then give him the command to sit so he's paying attention to you. You can swap the leash behind your back to change direction. And remember, when you're walking that circle, to be pushing him with the leg that's closest to him. Those periodic sits throughout the walk improve his self-control and just get him paying attention to you and giving him mental exercise. When he's sitting and then you start walking again, try not to pay him any attention so he learns that you just keep moving and he doesn't get rewarded for jumping. When you're walking circles and you stop and sit, also practice sitting and then pivot in front of him. That means stay. Scampers is young, so this is hard to do from a big distance. So practice doing it from very short distances, one step in front of him, and gradually increase. If he gets up, that's okay. Just put him right back in the same spot that you asked him to be in and don't get frustrated. The more you pay him attention when he's biting at the leash or jumping or just acting up, the more he's rewarded for that behavior. Stand tall, keep a short leash, and follow through. Keep him moving, and he starts to flow with you. Good boy. When you're going for your walk and you have Scampers stop and sit, and then you pivot in front of him and call him, have him sit again, and then reward him for that sit. When you start moving again, stand tall and just move forward because he's waiting for that jump to get attention. The more you just keep moving and make sure to push through him when you start walking, the easier it is for him to see that he doesn't get attention that way for jumping. So pivot in front, pivot back beside him, and start moving. Pay no attention to the jump. It's time to come inside from your walk. Remember to have him sit again to come in. This is the polite way that gets him asking, "May I come inside?" If he gets up, give him that short little tug on the leash, put him right back in the same spot that you asked him to be in, and invite him through when he's calm. Remember to stand tall and not stare at him when you're doing this. After a walk is the perfect time to have Scampers settle on his bed. He's had some good mental and physical exercise outside, so he's in the right state of mind to stay put. It also helps to give him something chewy like a peanut butter bone or Kong or an antler so that he stays busy and doesn't look for something to get into. This allows me to move freely around the room and not have to be directly on him, and reinforces that he just stays on his bed and it means good things. If he gets up, that's okay. Just lead him right back to the same spot and continue what you're doing. If he keeps getting up over and over, it might be a sign that he needs to go out to potty or it's time to settle down in his crate for a nap. So remember to supervise him from the corner of your eye, but not stare at him, and put him away when you can't watch directly. An important way to reinforce your leadership and Scampers' self-control is by having him sit for dinner. Ask him to sit and then place his bowl down on the floor. If he gets up before you release him, pick the bowl up and put it back down. and then tell him all done when it's time to eat. When you're headed out to play in the yard, remember again to have Scampers sit at the door to go out. This keeps him asking politely instead of demanding time to go out in the yard. Stand tall and wait for him to come over, and then ask him to sit when you have his attention. If he gets up, make sure to be patient and have him sit, and then go out when you're ready to practice some self-control. Scampers is getting the hang of learning to play fetch. This exercise is great for him because he gets to run and play with toys. He's also learning to respect space by not jumping, which is a work in progress. He's learning to hold his sits. He's learning to ask for his toys politely instead of demanding them. And he's also working on drop it and recall. So fetch is a really nice game that gives you a chance to have fun and work on lots of manners at the same time. Notice how as he walks towards me, I step forward. That's me taking my space and showing him not to come in my personal bubble. He's still working on it because he's young, so practice is really important. When you're playing fetch, sometimes Scampers might get distracted by things he hears, like our neighbor's dog barking in the other yard. But give him a little poke or squeak your ball, or just keep playing, and he'll usually join in. The more you worry about something, the more Scampers thinks he needs to be worried. So stand tall and confident and keep having fun, and he will join right in with you. Fetch is such an important game for young Scampers to get his energy out. When he brings that ball back, remember to have him drop it and wait for him to do it before you throw the next ball. We play with 2 balls right now, but eventually we'll graduate away and just have 1 toy. But having 2 keeps you from having to run all over the yard and keeps Scampers paying attention to you. Nice drop it, sit, and then throw the ball again. He's really good at this game once he gets in the zone. So remember to stand tall and not get frustrated and have fun with him. When you're ready to go inside, remember to have him sit. Use your leg to block him. If he gets up, just make sure that he goes right back to that sit, and then call him through, so it turns it into a polite, "May I come inside?" instead of running by you. Scampers is weary of going into his crate, but settles down once he's inside. He's chewing his bone now, and I'm going to call him to me and give him a treat, and then lead him to his crate and again give him another treat, so it's a good thing to do. Good boy, in your crate. Good job. And then give him his bone so he can still settle down with something to chew on.